Hey, my geniuses. Today's three things we're going to kick off with big thank you to Lowe's. They have pledged $12 million to Western North Carolina's recovery, and 2.5 of that is going to directly go to, I believe, grants. I think I have it pulled up here. Grants for 100 grants will be awarded, and $20,000 each, which is a $2 million investment in the area. And they are also doing 3,000 Thanksgiving meals, all kinds of good stuff. So really huge thank you to Lowe's. And I think that kind of lays a standard, right, of what corporations can do to help with this recovery, especially, and not to sound crass or everything's about money, but speaking of Show Her the Money, that's the documentary that we are showing in Asheville exclusively on December 4th about the fact that women only receive 2% of venture capital funding. So I'm going to make sure that that is on display. But yeah, we know now 12 million, very possible for a corporation, and the construction industry is huge here. Maybe it's huge everywhere. It feels like it's a big, big part of our economy. We have complicated, amazing, huge mountain homes all over Asheville Metro and beyond. And there's unique challenges with the slopes and the mountains and the clearing and the trees and all kinds of things. So it is big business here. Where I'm sitting right now on Sweeten Creek, this is called the Asheville Design District. And just in this 1 square mile, there are more than 65 businesses tied to the construction industry. So, and people move here or have second or third homes here from all over the world. We've had a big influx from California and New York and Florida. So yeah, there's people with a lot of money here. There's people that have built some incredible homes that I actually have been able to see some of these because of the work I used to do in AV. So it's definitely, I hate to say it's strategic, but I mean, Lowe's is a perfect partner to be part of the WNC recovery. And they're just a great example of, being smart with their impact on how they can support our recovery. Estimates are saying 52 billion. I mean, probably go ahead and double that to 100 billion for our recovery. I mean, the I-40 alone, they're saying, is going to be 1 billion. Now, obviously that's like tax dollars and different things, but there's a lot of money that's going to have to go into this recovery. And some are predicting 5-year recovery, some are predicting 10. So of course, corporations and entities stepping up like Lowe's, with 12 million plus pledge, that is how we do it faster. Big dollars, big money, big support. So hopefully we see more of that. And I'm going to dig in a little bit to see what other corporations have stepped up so far. So that's some really, really, really good news. And I encourage people to check out. The application is due, let's see. The grant applications will open Monday, November 18th at 9 a.m. So they just opened. Closes November 22nd. So that is this Friday. So you have to qualify. There's some requirements, but go jump on that this week. And then that kind of brings me, I'm going to get real. So, speaking of money, you know, a natural disaster highlights the class warfare that we are always in. And I think to give it perspective, I saw this quote today, and I'm not sure if John Rogers is the OG of this quote, but that's where my research took me, my quick research. And he said 4 years ago, whenever I try to get people to understand where they actually are in the class war, the reminder that you are always 3 very bad months away from being homeless, but never 3 very good months away from being a millionaire can be clarifying. And the top response was, the sooner you realize everybody is 1 or 2 tragedies from homelessness, poverty, bankruptcy, disaster, the sooner you're capable of compassion for just about anybody. I think this is so relevant in this recovery. You know, the people at the top of the class structure will be fine. I was watching a video where one guy said that most of the people in Lake Lure that have Airbnbs or vacation homes there, they haven't even been back to check on it. Versus, some other communities where I see the locals, the residents, the, more full-time residents are boots on the ground, doing cleanup, doing whatever they can. So, it's different if it's your primary home versus your vacation home. It just is. But on the other end of that spectrum, you've got people that lost everything, their home washed away, all their possessions, possibly their vehicles, possibly whatever else they might have had in their shed, home, whatever. So they're starting from absolute scratch. And, a lot of them probably didn't have a big savings. A lot of them might not have savings at all. So something like this, when you're talking about recovery, we've got to look out for the, less well off among us. We've got to take care of everybody. And yes, that requires people at the top to donate money, to think of creative solutions, to get involved with the recovery, to make a big impact. So, same thing with small businesses. A new small business or a business with thin margins or, a business that has not recovered fully from COVID just 4 years ago. These are businesses that are at risk, and they're at risk of becoming the stat that within 3 years, 60% of businesses don't survive after a natural disaster. And, with our storm, with Hurricane Helene, with so many businesses being washed away, I fear that number could be even higher for our Western North Carolina region specifically and our ecosystem here. So that's pretty terrifying. And again, it'll go back to, who's got personal funds to back up their business, who's got, a wealthy network that can keep them afloat. There's, it boils down to money, as all things do, it seems, in the society that we live in now. And, I can get sucked down the rabbit hole of why is this the way our society is? But the truth is, we know how it is. We know what it takes. And we know that money is the way. Money is the way and the path to recovery. So, okay. And then we'll end on a good note. And this is just amazing. I went to the presentation for weareasheville.org is the name of it. And this is the Women Entrepreneurs Asheville Recovery Endeavor. So the acronym is We Are. So weareasheville.org. And I'll just read you the first little bit here. In the wake of Hurricane Helene's devastating impact on Asheville and the southeastern U.S., countless women-owned businesses in our community are struggling to rebuild. While we, Ginger Frank of Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn, amazing popcorn, amazing story. She's been around for 10 years, and she was on my panel during Asheville Entrepreneur Week in September, and she is a wealth of knowledge and such a leader in our community. And then Allison Blake and Alyssa Van Arnhem of Soulku. Soulku is this awesome business I got to interview many years ago for Capital at Play, and it is no longer with us, but it's a business. It was a business magazine for the first, I think, 8 years I lived here, maybe more like 6. But I got to interview them when they were still over there by New Belgium, and they've since moved into Hatch Innovation, and I think they even have moved again. But they make this beautiful jewelry, and they use a kind of, I'm sure, back then they were using the model of like supporting moms. So moms would help make the jewelry and have flexible schedules, and they pick up a box of the goods, and then by the end of the week they bring the box back. So just a really flexible schedule to support mompreneurs in our community. And they, their popularity has exploded, and such a cool story, and another pillar of our community. And then May Ragland of Plum Print, and a lot of you have probably seen the design that actually right here. So my friend and my logo designer, Lee Ann Carnes of Snow in July, she also designed these Stay Strong WNC stickers. There's different sayings, and there's different, but always says 828 and has that, that beautiful design. So the words change, but she's already raised over $20,000. And one of the runs of T-shirts was with Plum Print. So there's T-shirts, there's hoodies, there's totes, there's all kinds of things. And it's an awesome model because Leanne partners with different businesses and organizations to do, for example, a run of T-shirts. And a run of T-shirts is like $1,600, I think. And so then different businesses can then sell those T-shirts and keep all the profits. So it's a win-win-win, really amazing. So Plum Print's been doing great things in our community, and they say we're fortunate to resume business soon after. So Poppy, Soulku, and Plum Print acknowledge that they resumed business soon after, but many of our fellow Asheville women entrepreneurs lost everything: their inventory, equipment, spaces, and in some cases, the ability to reopen. So they've started this fund. They're doing raffles, baskets, and experiences. They're looking for founding supporters. They are, you have open applications November 15th through December 10th, and awards will be made December 28th. So there is a sense of urgency in our community, I think, about, the reality that a lot of businesses rely on the fall tourism, and that fall money, that leaf peeping money, boom, that pretty much went out the window. I mean, our city just got water back yesterday. So restaurants, bars, everything's been disrupted. And there was not that fall influx of money for our economy per usual. So, I feel the push to try to help make an impact in December. They obviously feel that push too. And I think a lot of us share the fear of that 60% stat. And if you're a small business that usually has a super great quarter 4, and you're staring down the barrel of Q1 next year being down and being, I mean, it's always slow here in January and February. It's slow, it's cold. Um, the leaves are gone, and it's a tough time for a lot of industries here. And we are very tourism reliant, and we can argue good or bad, but it's the reality. So, um, if we can help some businesses see a light, these awards will be made December 28th. So if some businesses that apply can hold on and, hopefully get funding through this, or get funding through Lowe's, or get funding through somebody, and give them that hope to continue through the slow period and not be one of the businesses that are closed, by March even. I know that we don't want that. Um, North Carolina is made up by like 99.6% small businesses. Western North Carolina is like, it has to be 90+% small businesses. I mean, it feels like that's all we have is small businesses. There's some hotel chains, very few food chains. There's some manufacturing and whatever here, but it is a small business community. It is a small business haven. So kudos to those wonderful women for the work they're doing. And, I think we're all feeling that push. We're all feeling that sense of urgency to help support businesses over the next month, so they feel like they can continue on into 2025. So that's the three things today. Thank you, Lowe's, $12 million pledge. Thank you, we are Asheville.org. And yes, the class warfare is very real and very evident, and, has a lot to do with which communities recover faster, which businesses recover faster, which people recover faster. It just is cold, hard facts that money is the foundation of the recovery. All right. I will talk to you all tomorrow.